editor-at-large of O Magazine. Oprah's Favorite Things 2018 is on stands now. Lenny's album Raise Vibration is out now. Jacqueline Coley is a Rotten Tomatoes correspondent. I wanted to ask you, Lenny, you know, I grew up watching The Jeffersons, one of my favorite shows, and I still watch. It's in reruns on cable all the time. Do you have memory? And your mom starred on The Jeffersons as Helen Willis, the great Roxy Roker.
Thank you.
What are your memories from being on the set of The Jeffersons when you were young? Did you spend much time there?
I lived on that set.
You did?
I used to take the bus after school to the set. And
where did they shoot that?
They started at CBS on Beverly and Fairfax.
At TV City.
And then they moved to Metro Media, which was on Sunset and Van Ness.
Okay.
And then they moved to Universal.
Okay.
So I went through all 3 studios. But I would go there after school, do my homework, and then I got to hang out. And the whole cast was family. I used to, you know, spend the night at people's houses. We were friends with the other kids, you know, and it was amazing. It was a beautiful family. Hanging out with Sherman Hemsley was a lot of fun.
Really?
He liked to listen to rock and roll music and smoke a little bud in the dressing room. And my mother loved that, yeah.
Yeah, right. Wow, Sherman Hemsley was a
he was a hippie.
Really?
You know, you see him on the show in the suits and the whole thing with the gray hair, which they used to put in his hair. His hair actually wasn't gray.
Wow.
But he used to wear tie-dye and jeans and.
You are blowing my mind.
I know. I'm surprised to hear that
He was
too.
completely different than you would.
And of course, your mom was the first interracial couple portrayed on television.
On primetime television.
Yeah.
The first interracial kiss.
Wow.
On primetime television, and it's a trip that, because obviously you know my father was white as well, so it was quite a coincidence that she ended up playing this role on television. But it wasn't that long ago, and it was amazing how people reacted to it. It was quite hardcore.
Wow.
But, you know, Norman Lear was amazing at what he did.
Yep.
You know.
He was ahead of his time.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's go to Cindy from Kentucky. Hey, Cindy, what's your question?
Hey, Andy, I watch you every night. I love you.
Thanks.
Can you say hi to my daughter, Carrie, again?
Hey, Carrie.
Okay, my question's for Gayle King.
Okay.
Hi, Cindy.
How do you think John Dickerson's been doing on CBS this morning? And when was the last time you spoke with Charlie Rose?
Oh, very good question. I talked to Charlie 3 days ago because I was calling to check on him and see how he was doing. So I speak to him on I still have, I still consider Charlie a friend.
Good.
Despite all that's happened, I still feel he's a friend, and I don't believe in abandoning friends when, you know, things aren't going so well. And I think John Dickerson is a great addition to the team. You know, he came to us from Face the Nation. He's very smart. He knows politics. He knows news. He's a great writer. So I enjoy working with him.
Let's go to Susan from California. Hey, Susan, what's your question?
Hi, Andy. How are y'all doing tonight?
Great.
Good. My question is for Lenny. Lenny, what was the most eccentric behavior you ever witnessed Michael Jackson do while working with him?
The most eccentric behavior. You know what? I have to be honest, he was really humble, hardworking, perfectionist. The most we did was, beside work, was eat. He ate a lot of food, which I found very interesting because he's so skinny.
Yeah.
We would eat all day long and just laugh, and he didn't pull any of that diva behavior at all.
Yeah.
You know, he's a real guy.
Let's go to Sue from Rhode Island. Hey, Sue, what's your question?
Hey, Andy.
Hey.
First, I want to say hi to Lenny. I saw you at Narragansett Beach, Rhode Island. You played a private party on the beach. It was amazing.
I remember that.
Yeah, but my question is for Gayle.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. What's the one question you wish you would have asked Michelle Obama that you didn't?
I pretty much asked her. I didn't have anything that I didn't ask her.
Right.
I didn't have anything like that. I'd read the book twice, so I knew about the book, and have certainly, you know, followed her and Barack. You know, I consider them friends, actually. So I didn't really have there wasn't anything that I left on the table.
I thought of you. There's a moment in the book where she talks about how tired she was on Inauguration Day, and
Yes.
she really takes you through the entire day. And then she said, you know, they went to all these balls, and then they went back, and all their
Yes.
real friends
Yes,
were there. And I
yes.
remember talking to you that you had been there that
Yes.
night. But what I didn't
She
know
was
is
pooped,
that
yeah.
she said she was pooped, and she kind of slipped out and went to bed fairly
Yeah.
quickly because they had to be up early the next morning.
Yeah, she stayed up for a little bit, but then she really, imagine, Andy, they went to 10 balls that night.
Right. And
So by the second time, they decided we're not going to do that again, but 10
Yeah.
balls that first night.
yeah. What was the most surprising thing for you in the book?
I love that she was so candid about talking about marital counseling. People just don't do that. People in that position don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't let you in that way.
Yeah.
And so I was surprised that she revealed that.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a good thing because I think that that's normal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people do that.
Last call of the night, Marianne from New York. Hey, Marianne, what's your question?
My question's for Lenny.
Okay.
Hi, Lenny.
Hi.
I named my son Cash after Johnny and June, and their inspiration on your new song is really touching. I have a two-part question for you.
Okay.
First, what was the most surreal part of playing guitar on David Bowie's The Buddha of Suburbia? And second, I know you toured with Bowie, Tom Petty, and Bob Dylan, and I was wondering who you thought was the most inspiring, who you thought had the best style, and who got the most action.
Wow. Okay, most inspiring, best style, and most action. Of those three, I guess.
Well, what was the first part of her question? Playing guitar on
yeah.
Buddha Suburbia, which I'm very surprised that you know about. That's some deep.
That's a deep cut.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, that was. I grew up listening to David Bowie, learning from him, and it was, you know, it's a trip when you grow up and you get to work with these people who, you know, are your heroes and your inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes, the first three tours, I opened for Bowie, I opened for Tom Petty, and I opened for Dylan. I mean, that's pretty heavy.
I should say.
For a guy coming out with his first record, you know. They were all really nice. Bob Dylan was very sweet. The first time he met me, he came up to me and he said, "You're that black Jewish kid, right?" and then we went and had drank whiskey in his dressing room while he was in his underwear waiting for his pants to be ironed. So that was very interesting to have that experience with Bob Dylan. Bowie was very sweet, very supportive, very friendly. And who was the last one? We say? Tom Petty.
Petty.
Tom Petty gave me my first break. My very first tour, when I put the first record out, was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And he gave me my first shot. My first concert was in Gainesville, Florida.
He was so good in concert, Tom
Yeah.
Petty in concert. It was just hit after
Absolutely.
hit after hit.
Absolutely.
Speaking of black Jewish people.
But wait a second, before we moved, she said who was the most, you gave us a little thumbnail
Okay, who
about
was the
everybody.
most
Who was the most
inspirational?
inspiring and who had the most action? I'm curious.
Who had the most action?
Yeah.
See, I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah, right.
Afterwards, you
right,
know?
Right.
Lenny,
Yeah.
you're good. Okay. Who
no,
was the most inspiring?
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
In
I mean,
different
you
ways,
can't.
Yeah,
they're
that would
all on
be
the sa-
hard
They're
to
all on the
pick,
same
yeah.
level. They're just all different.
Speaking of black Jewish kids,
Yes.
did you know Sammy Davis at all? He's the only other black Jew.
My mother was friends with Sammy Davis and Al Travis. Yeah, you know, we used to hang out. That was L.A. in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yes, we did know him.
Wow, so there were some cool people coming in and out of your living room
Oh
in
yeah.
the 70s.
Oh yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
You know, I have great godmothers. You know, I have Cicely Tyson and Diane Carroll. So, you know, that gives you the idea.
Yeah.
But so many of the great African American actors and actresses and writers and poets. I grew up around Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni and all these great people.
What was Isabel Sanford like?
Isabel was funny.
Yeah?
She was really, really funny. She was the queen. She was the queen of the set.
Right.
Whenever she'd come out, everybody would bow to her. You know, she was the queen.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wheezy.
Was there any, okay, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Was there any discord about the fact that Marla Gibbs she blew up so big? Did that ever?
I was younger, so I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah.
I think everybody was for each other, and
Yeah.
we did all hang out and spend time with each other on weekends, and
Yeah.
so
Oh, that's nice.
I think it was all right. Everybody was just happy to be working, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Gayle, I love seeing you always.
I always feel that about
Every
you.
time. Every
feel
time.
that about you.
Gayle and I, every time I see Gayle, I just go right to her because we gotta talk. I'm so honored to meet you. I'm so glad you were here. I hope you'll come back.
I definitely will come back.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Jacqueline. We will see you at RottenTomatoes.com. For more, click around BravoTV.com. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Watch more clips here and subscribe to our channel here. See ya.